Installing. Please stand by.
I was the UG. I'm super ego. Oh, okay. Oh, that was the guy that just beat it up Mr. C here. All right. Anyways, guys, we're going to get the show on the road. So we've got Anjew in here, who is a RAGL admin as well. I'm not sure. Are you?
Yeah. Official.
Okay. Is it because... it's because you're always offline on Discord that you don't show up into the role. Okay. And we have Happy as well, who is since, I think a month ago, maybe a bit less, the newest addition to the RAGL admin team. Welcome, my friend. So
it's an honor.
I hope so. I would be honored. Okay. Anyways, I've got a few questions for you guys. So the first one is pretty simple, but I also wanted to share RAGL to a more wider audience. So that's why I'm gonna ask this stupid question. What is RAGL and how does it work?
Do you want to take this, Anjew, or me?
You can take it.
So, RAGL, the Red Alert Global League, is the premier tournament for competitive RA. It is, like, for football, the Champions League. This is where you show your worth, essentially. I would say it's probably, as of right now, until Bugs Work's done, it is kind of the sort of semi-official ladder. It's a good way to like rate skill, essentially. It's been running for a good 5 years now, and it's gone through quite a few change of hands. It's essentially a league with playoff final with 2 tiers. There used to be 3, so you come in at minion level, which is the lowest level at the moment, unless we get loads of sign-ups. And if you come top 4, well, I think it was top 3 last season in minions, you then get promoted to Masters. And Masters is like the main league where all the big boy players play. And if you get top 4 in that, you go to the playoff. And then if you win the playoff, you're the RAGL champion.
I didn't know it's top 3. So all top 3 in minions gets promoted to Masters.
Was it last season? I think it was top 3. It changes with minions because with the amount of players in Masters. The only thing that is set is that the top 4 of Masters will have a playoff. Everything else is subject to numbers of players in each divisions.
Yeah, people dropping out as well.
Yeah.
I heard about that. All right, next question. I've got a few questions for you guys separately. So, all right, I'll start with Happy. What motivated you to become the next RAGL admin?
Well, point 1, this was before all the drama with the coup that recently happened. Yes. But he was already kind of looking to pass the torch. He was already thinking about it. And I said to him, if nobody steps forward, I will. That's fine, I'll come into the role. If no one else steps forward, and no one else did, even with all the flack, which is quite funny. So,
funny that, yeah.
It's very funny.
Yeah, I agree. That was sad, pretty much.
Yeah, so no one else stepped forward, so I got the job, essentially. It's fair enough. So I'm just in a supporting role. I'm not the leader or anything, and I have no intention to become the leader. I'm here purely for support for point 1.
All right, fair due. Thank you for that. Anjew, can you tell me your perspective of how you experienced RAGL over the years, and what would you wanted to see changed in the upcoming season?
Well, I mean, primarily before this, I was a player. I've played in basically all of the seasons. And I think over time it's gotten much better. Back in the beginning, there was things like faction locking. You'd select a faction and that's what you'd play for the entire season. We kind of don't have that stuff anymore. But I think it's going down a nice path of trying to be as competitive as possible, basically. I'd like to see it.
Battle control initialized.
Personally, not using as many modifications like balance or it'd be nice if the refineries were actually put into the game, but that's another topic.
Oh, you mean
But-
ERCC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I'm relatively happy with how things are going. To be honest, I think status quo is actually not too bad. But like, I mean, some people think differently. But I think last season was, from my perspective as a player, I thought it was better. But maybe that's because I was in a unique position of being a player and an administrator.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Thanks for that. Okay. Happy, are there going to be any changes to how RAGL works now that you are involved?
Well, not from me specifically, but we have been talking about the introduction maybe of a winter break this season. So it'll be the first time ever. It'll be like mid-season, like a 4-week break around Christmas. That is one thing in the pipeline. But apart from that, it's relatively just, as Anjew said, just staying to the status quo.
All right, cool. I did have a follow-up question. Oh yeah, when is the next season going to start? Do we have a date yet?
I will find it in the office. It's coming. Where's the office? It's in competitive. It is. We are thinking about November 1st to open the registrations, and then November 14th and 15th close them, and then start the week after.
All right, shit. Time to step up my game. And like, I was planning to do like a week of RA grinding just purely for RAGL because I want to participate this season.
You have
There's
a month.
always the first week.
Yeah. You can
Yeah.
always just delay your games first week, so you got 5 weeks.
Yeah, I've got time, but yeah, I wanna do this, and I don't want to end last in minions. All right, that's like the goal, but that should be good. All right, so yeah, talking about the balance stuff, Anjew, what will you guys pick for the balance for season 10? Like, is it going to include the Red Alert Team League changes, or is it going to go and use the old S9 balance?
Well, hopefully, I think they're chatting about a play test. However, no date has been set, and we might be lucky that the play tests are out by the time we start. Lucky. So hopefully any changes that have been pushed across, which I think actually Happy knows more about than me. What's missing from the changes that have been suggested from what people have been playing with, Happy?
Well, from what I know, the first variation of Bane that has been merged, as far as I'm aware.
Is that with production changes?
Not with the production changes. No, the only reason we put the balance into RAGL to start was I wasn't, but Point One wasn't happy with how the competitive balance, how the balance at that time, it just wasn't viable competitively. It was just a bit awful, and it didn't really needed to be done. But now those changes have been merged, RAGL could just return to the release balance, because the balance we've done after that is no longer about making the game, work again. Then it's just our personal flavour on the balance. Whereas the first Bane were literally attempting to fix the game back to something that's playable. So I could see a return to just the release game with just ERCC like in the past.
Yeah, ERCC is kind of no question about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like I hope they put it into the game, but that has been a discussion for quite a while.
Yeah, it goes into technical discussions as well.
Yeah.
There will be a way in the future, from what I've heard, but that's a long way away.
Okay. Oh, I just received some special news about this topic from Point One. He says, "I am still in charge of this whole operation. This is a dictatorship." All right. Thank you for that, Point One. All right. So speaking of the changes and stuff, like what I've noticed so far is that we have separated two groups. Like there's been people who refuse to play I guess it's the latest balance without the production rate. But like, is it going to include like the cheaper cost for War Factory, etc., and like the more expensive cost for Rexes and stuff, or is that mainly to the Team League?
That was Bane 2.1, mainly that. The ones that have been merged with the release are the Bane 1 ones. So that was the changing of the Mammoth tank, the medium tank. I think the change
yeah, and the Rangers, etc.
the rattle balance changes were Bane 2.1 with a mild change. They aren't going to be in the release game, and we're still debating whether to put that into RAGL. But I would hedge my bets, probably not. Because it is, as much as I like Bane 2.1, as it is my own, well, I wouldn't say my own creation and partnership, but it is very experimental.
All right.
I mean,
we still have time.
People want it.
If people want it, we can put it in. That's fine.
Yeah.
But it isn't a necessity like we did last season. Well, what they did last season. I was just like liaising this with the Bane balance.
All right. Next question. Doesn't really matter. You can answer this both pretty much, but since it's only like not that far away, how are you guys going to? What's the map pool going to be? Are we going to get like brand new maps? Who's working on them? Because I've noticed that a lot of people have been absent that were making maps for this season. So yeah, what can we expect this far?
I'd just say, as normal, we haven't really said anything special about the maps.
Because it's like every season is different, right? In terms of map pool. Like, is it existing maps or is it always new ones?
It's a mix.
There's a lot of new ones.
Yeah, there's a few new ones. It'll be like every other season, and probably just well, to be fair, the map pool has changed with the different owners. Like under So Scared, it was very experimental, the map pool, and then under Blackened, it got a bit more normalized, and then under Point One, it became sort of a mix. So I'd expect the mix, but we can't 100% confirm that.
Yeah, I think a lot of that also comes from when selecting a map pool, we need people suggesting maps like we did last season.
Yeah.
And one thing that I find kind of my thought on the map pool or like choosing maps is I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't, because no matter what, someone's going to complain about the maps. It's like just about every season there's been one map that everyone complains about. Either it's like got something fundamentally wrong in the balance for it, or it's just a shit map. And like people always seem to get upset about it. But
That's very true.
You can't have a mix of stuff and have everything be like perfect. We'd have to keep picking perfect maps each time if people want exact, like if they want to look at every map and go, oh, I can't decide what to play. Like we're gonna have to pick fundamental maps that everyone knows.
Yeah, I kind of agree on that. Like from my experience, you can never satisfy everyone. Take it from me.
Yeah.
All right. Oh yeah. How? We haven't had any signups yet, but is it just me? Because I entered the scene when RAGL. I think the registers ended when I pretty much joined around April, mid-April. I think that was. But I've noticed that it seems a little bit quiet. Or is that just me? Is that every time the same? Or because I've seen that a couple of players, like I'm not gonna call any names, but there's a couple of players who I know that played last season. They're not gonna play this season because of X and Y. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it X and Y. All right. I think that's the best way. Well, I don't know. I mean, we can just put it out there. There's people who don't agree with the leadership right now. How do you guys think that will affect the player base? Like, will that be a problem, or do you guys think it will be packed as ever?
I don't really see a huge problem. We're going to be losing from if it's the list of people I think it is. We're going to be losing 2 people who haven't even played RAGL in a while. 1 person who drops out quite a lot, and then 1 person who's just joined RAGL. So I wouldn't say it's going to be a huge. It's obviously very sad that they're not playing, but I feel more disappointed because even though it's obviously X and Y, it's like even while in that role, it's like there's not really that much of an impact on RAGL from him. Like, there'll be comments, but there won't be. He's not gonna like purposefully, ruin the league for you.
He's never had that intent either.
No, exactly, and it's never been done before. I mean, there have been many situations while he's in charge of RAGL where he could get the book out and stomp someone he didn't like, but he didn't. Many times. There have been times where I've said to him, get the book out and stomp them, and he's went, no, that's not right. Even though he doesn't like, a particular person, he will still protect them, which I think is very admirable, even, if people don't agree with his attitude, like, vocally.
Yeah, he often doesn't say what he actually means.
Yeah.
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 But yeah,
yeah, that's true.
I personally don't see it as a problem, and I agree with Happy when I kind of see it as disappointing, because it's not about the people who run it. It's being run for the players, and I mean, X and Y is not easy to deal with, but I definitely don't see it as a deal breaker personally.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, okay, that's good to hear. Because, like, yeah, I wasn't sure. Like, I'm just analyzing and, like, I try to keep myself out of it because being involved isn't good for me. But, okay, well, at least that's good to hear. Like, because I've also known, like Jacko Derb got relegated. And I know you had your hopes up, Happy, for Jacko. But I spoke with him last stream on SP, and I don't think he's going to come back. Well, he said he was going to participate in Minions, though, but I don't think he wants to, like, get back into Monsters. I'm not sure. But and then 5 Aces. I think it was the last season, right? That he participated.
Yeah, he did play last season.
Oh, I don't think he said it was his last season.
No, I don't recall him saying it.
I could be wrong, but I thought he said so. Anyways, I hope he comes back though, because he said that last season was
icon.
What? Sorry.
He's an absolute icon of the scene.
Yeah.
So,
I
that would be a huge deal if he left.
I think he said because he didn't relegate, he's gonna stay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was probably if he was relegated, he would probably leave. But which I don't. Yeah, I mean, I kind of get it. If that would happen.
Oh, good thing I lost my game to him.
Yeah, and I think actually Jacko could have taken that because that was a pretty exciting relegation match. To be fair,
That was a very good series.
yeah, I think you even co-casted that with me, right?
I did.
Yeah.
I was messaging him. I was like, quick, come.
Yeah, that was a relegation. I was like, what's the fuck is a relegation match? All right. Yeah, I think that's about everything that I could ask without actually spoiling anything, and there's a lot of stuff that you guys don't know yet because it's a little bit early. Is there anything you guys wanted to add? Like, is anything that I
nothing
missed?
in particular for me.
Oh yeah, who's going to be? That's maybe a good question. Who's going to be the official RAGL season 10 streamer? Can you tell me that? Who's that gonna be?
We'll talk budget. We'll discuss PayPal later.
Excellent. I'll contact your leader, point one, about this. It's okay.
I heard he wants a new car, so.
Oh, shit. I could use a new car as well, actually. But anyways, guys, thank you for coming on. I had a couple of questions from the community. I wouldn't take them as serious, though.
That's fine, that's great.
There's one from Lemus who says, "Who's your daddy and what does he do?" So yeah, that. And there's another one. He says, because apparently there's been a few, what's the right word? Predecessor, I think. I'm not sure. Like there's been a few people in your position before you, Happy.
Yes.
Is it predecessors? Probably not.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Okay. Wow, I'm good. So yeah, are you going to be committed longer to RAGL, or there's a few people that think that you'll probably be like Oh, thank you. Ja, is goed. That you'll probably get bored of it, something like that.
I am committed until the main leader does not want me anymore. I have no intention of taking RAGL over long term. As I said, I'm point one put out feelers for. I said to point one, if you can't find anyone to help you, I will, and no one reached out.
You've been here for quite a while, right?
Yeah, but not involved in like official RAGL.
No, that's true. But I was watching the Dark Tournament, the first one, and you were in it as well. And that's already like 3 to 4 years ago.
Yeah, I remember that tournament. I remember it very vividly.
Yeah, I was watching the final.
I got so mad.
Well, you played the finals, right?
Yeah, I was in the final.
Yeah, I saw that the first game got it froze or it broke or it crashed. I'm not sure what happened. And then you redid the final match or the first final match.
Yeah, I got surprised by Purgatory mobs, and I never played that map before.
Yeah, it was weird. I like the cutscene that Noob Mapmaker made.
Oh yeah,
like
it was
the
very
intro.
good.
That was pretty cool. Now I'm actually nervous if I can deliver the same quality. But I got eight maps so far. So
That's pretty decent.
yeah, that's pretty
Good
incredible. I want to have 16 minimum probably. I think that's a good number. Because
Yeah.
I think the tournament
Yeah,
will
I
probably be a lot bigger than the regular Cautious Cups. But we'll
Yeah,
see.
there's been a lot of hype I hear about this one. You've even
man.
got a P-show into this one.
Wait. Oh yeah, I did. I'm not going to tell anything what he's going to do, but I'm actually really excited that Pichot is actually making something for this tournament. That's pretty cool.
I'm excited that he's started dabbling his hand in the competitive scene. That's really good.
Yeah.
Even
Well,
if it is the dark tournament, it's still competitive.
yeah, true. Well, I think I asked him once. Like, I told a couple of people, and maybe he caught word of that, or he heard it. I'm not sure, but I told a few people that since that I'm here, the only community that reached out to me and helped me with stuff was the competitive community. Like, I didn't hear a lot from the devs, etc. But that has changed over, like, whenever I mentioned that. It's going a lot better.
Yeah, fair enough. I think relations are starting to ease. I
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that. Because it would be really bad if the split would go even further beyond. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Alright, guys, I probably took enough of your time. I don't have any questions anymore, and I'm just rambling. So,
That's fine.
thank you guys for coming on. It's been a pleasure.
No worries.
Hope chat got some nice intel out of that. If not, well, too bad for you, bitches. That's all you can get tonight.
Alright.
Yeah, have
Yeah.
a great evening, and I'll see you guys in RAGL Season 10.
Yeah.
Alright, have a great one, guys.
Bye.
Thanks again.
Gotcha.
Alright, that was it. That was a lot tougher than I thought. Like, it was hard to come up with questions, but yeah, I'm actually happy that they both could come on. So we got all the intel possible from 2 players. But yeah, that's about it for... What the fuck is going on over here? Okay, I'm not sure if we're gonna watch this. Probably not.
Battle control
Or
terminated.
something more competitive though.